Hello, it's me again, giving another beautiful recording. Of course, sharing my mind. I'm not going to be as long. I don't plan to be as long as I did in my previous one. I liked it. I did like it, but I'm going to keep it short and as painless as possible. Of course, these are things that I think about, things that come across my mind, things that I deal with myself, and also I deal with other people that I know, that I work with, that I live with, etc. The one big thing a lot of people misconstrue, twist, or ignore is real value of self-worth. This majority of us don't really live up to our own expectations because we may expect others to fulfill that for us. And there are those of us out there that think a little too much of ourselves. And I know there's a lot of people that can definitely agree because of people they may know, they may live with, they may work with. Again, this is something, if you got to know where you stand, where your standards are, you have to know your limitations. You have to be humble, because a lot of us, let's just say in the workplace, we may be in a place where we may not like, we may have to deal with people that we don't like. And how people, quote unquote, survive is that they play the game. How they play the game, how the game is supposed to be played is that you're supposed to keep up appearances. Even if you know what you're projecting or what you're telling or what you're communicating to other people, the world around you, is not 100% real. That's a problem. That's a problem because once you have a mindset to upkeep a kind of falseness in any degree, and you upkeep it and it's perpetuating because nobody wants to change, because nobody wants to be seen in any kind of negative light whatsoever, and they don't want to be seen as a boat rocker. They always want to be seen as a team player. Well, a lot of things may not go good for you because you may not be a team player. You may not play the game, or you probably play the game too much. You may be susceptible to the cons in playing the game. Now, I can understand, you could move ahead. You're not a naysayer, you're not a troublemaker, as people would be coined. I speak of this from experience because I know I'm a troublemaker, because I understand what playing the game is about. I'm not really for that, to be honest. I like being transparent, and not transparent as far as if you want to bring statistics in, say, my work performance. Anybody can make numbers look great. The problem is people just look at numbers or how you look. People could be a piece of trash and talk to other people and treat other people like they are trash. But then statistically, they get the job done. But how they're getting the job done? I'm going to use an example of my personal experience. I'm in the technical field, and I know of someone else who does what I do, and people look at them like they are tremendous. They are the Caesar Emperor of IT people. Why? Because they get things done. Or should I say they put off the appearance of getting things done. Because when a problem arises, they will have the certain connects and contacts to call that they know personally to get it done. This is a good make or break wild card that anybody can have. This is the reason on a, I guess, supposedly bigger scale, CEOs are supposed to be valued so much because of what they bring to the company, what kind of resources they're able to bring to the table. This can happen for anybody. It's not because it's some kind of magic pot of gold that only certain people have access to. No, everybody can have that. all in your communication skills. And this is what I talked about before. The power of speech is how you communicate to people. But this person could get things done through knowing other people, and then statistically they could fix a lot of computers quickly, but by doing the bare minimum that's necessary. Now, that's good and dandy and all, because numbers wise, yeah, it looks great. But then it's horrible when you do something lickety split 1, 2, 3. It will definitely have its drawbacks and its cons, because there are times when I know they fix computers and the computers came right back, not that day but the next week. So to me, that's about quantity, not quality. Quality takes time. Quality takes humility to understand what an issue is. It takes time to invest in a situation so you yourself can know how to handle it better. And the more you practice it, you'll be more proficient in handling that or similar problems or other problems down the line. Now, how the world is set up, people just want as quickly as possible, as much as possible. Okay, this kind of mentality that we have in society, unfortunately, we have a self-entitlement, instant gratification type of attitude. So, with this producing more for less, and doing it quickly, this, of course, puts in the mindset of people that, okay, we want multitaskers at every given second of the day so that we can get the most production out of anybody. This right here starts to twist what someone's self-worth is. Because we're just looking to look good, but not really understand our own strengths, not really understand someone else's strengths, not really care about someone else's strength, not even care about if someone needs more time to do something, not understanding the issues that people may have. Now, a lot of people miss the boat in their life because they don't understand their self-worth, because they get caught up in this instant gratification, self-entitled kind of mentality, where you're only as good as your last performance. You know, you could have 99 fantastic, excellent, extraordinary jobs done, whatever it is that it was, but you get that one mess up and everyone got the microscope on you. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Oh, they dropped the ball. As opposed to being forgiving and say, you know what? Nah, it's cool. You know, no one's perfect. Our company isn't perfect. None of the executives are perfect. None of the employees are perfect. Okay, but we keep trying and we encourage. See, if we don't know our self-worth, or we don't promote that kind of self-worth, kind of mentality, then we will always have a majority of people that will be stressed. People will consistently be stressed. People will get sick. People will get tired. People will get burnt out, because it's not really a fact of, yeah, you know how to do something. You could be a professional. That may not mean that you like what you're doing. We were made to work, and we were made to enjoy and respect and really love what we work. Now, there's a lot of people who retire, people who do jobs right now that hate it because they're not doing what they really want to do, because they may not realize their self-worth, or what they realize they know they're valued is not being valued by somebody else. If you're in a negative situation, it's going to suck, but you got to pull through. But first you have to be humble. What you have to do is take a step back, and you have to look at, maybe I may have to change something about me. Maybe I have to improve and pull myself up with something. Maybe I have to incorporate something else into my professional, even personal arsenal so that I can be better. Because it does take humility, and sometimes, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow, or it's even really hard to swallow, you know, a good piece of humble pie. But that's the best way to get things done. This is the best way to build yourself up, is take a step back and pause Because sometimes you take a step back and you realize the situation is not as bad as it is, because you know what? I think maybe I should probably look to go somewhere else. Maybe I should look to taking on responsibilities. Maybe I should look to shifting my focus where my strengths are. Because you can't allow other people to do it. The problem is other people usually are not going to have the patience, the insight, and the wisdom to realize what you are about. This is why you have to do it. And when I say you, I mean every single one of us. Whether you could be in a management position, whether you could be a student, whether you could be a fresh new employee, whether you are a teacher, whether you're a mother, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We all have to understand our self-worth. Because if we want to be not just successful in this work-wise, but if we want to be successful and happier and a more positive influence to ourselves, we owe that to us. We want to be more positive and successful to other people around us. Because remember, that is what we are supposed to be doing with each other. We're supposed to be helping each other. We're supposed to be building each other up. But you won't be able to build people up properly. Well, some people are great at that, but they are just totally horrible at building themselves up. Because you will have those naysayers. The naysayers will say, you got to get with the program. Well, if the program's all broke? You know, if the program is all broke, what good is it to play that game? Because what you're doing now, you're not building yourself. You're not improving yourself. And this quote, when you say you're a survivor because you adapted those tactics, that's not a survivor at all. You know, you're just a copycat. You're just sliding by. Now I understand how it is, because people will easily say that, well, it's what pays the bills. Well, that's how I got ahead in life. Granted, but just because those tactics work in a broken system, and you have to admit that, yeah, something's broken. Some pieces are missing. Something's terribly wrong with how things are run, with how things are constructed. Just because it works doesn't mean it's right. Now, if you do it for survival tactics for a point in your life, I understand, because how the world is. Sometimes you have to move a certain way and adapt certain tactics to move on. But you cannot lose yourself along the way. You cannot allow anybody else to tell you what you are worth. Because I'll tell you from personal experience, people have told me that I need to learn how to play the game. But mind you, with my experiences, good places, bad places, crappy places, horrible places, there will be people that will recognize you for what you are. Even you could be the best spiffy employee of the year to win 5 years in a row. People will value the fact that you're patient, that you're respectful, that you are a hard worker, that you're talented. When we look at certain praises and awards, unfortunately it sucks, because, yeah, we do get in a rut where if you feel someone else or even we should have gotten the award, recognition, promotion, praise, whatever it is, we allow it to break us. Some people, they know their self-worth. They say, you know what, I'm only going to be here for a little bit of time. Or you know what, I know where I went wrong. I'm going to try this next time, and I know I got this. Those people don't lose themselves. Those people still stay with that creativity. They still stay with the goal in mind. What you have to understand is that you cannot allow anybody else to take that from you. You cannot empower other people, even though they could be your supervisor. They could have a certain part in your life where they can influence things, regardless if you're in a relationship or work, because I know I've been talking about work a lot as a primary example, but you have to know who you are. You have to know where you come from. You have to know your standards. Once you know your standards of your self-worth, you're going to understand what your strengths are. Your strengths are the beautiful fingerprint that makes you you. Some people know how to work on cars with no problem. Other people don't even know how to put oil in their car. Some people are fantastic, are scholars, or whatever word I'm looking for, to organize things. Some people are fantastic at organizing. Some people truly suck at it. Some people are beautiful when it comes to cooking something. Some people don't know how to boil water. But once you know what you really are about, what your strengths are, and important too, just as important, you have to know what your weaknesses are, to recognize them so you know how to manage it, so your weaknesses don't become an obstacle, a consistent obstacle. Because many of us have weaknesses. Some of us do know, we try. Some of us do not know, and we allow it to fumble us up all the time. Some of us do know, we don't do anything about it. So you have to know your weaknesses as well, so you know what your limitations are. But then when you understand yourself and your strengths, then you start to have little goals in your mind. It may not have to be, I want that big, beautiful house, and that nice, expensive car, Benz, Lexus, Maserati, Tesla, whatever it is that you want. Those are goals too, but you also have to have little mini goals as well. You know what? I'm going to straighten up my house by the end of this week. You know what? I got to get back into reading. Hey, I got to open up another account. You know what? I'm going to talk to this person and let them know how I really feel. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and take up singing lessons. Once you start realizing things about yourself, not what other people tell you, what I'm not saying is don't listen to anybody at all, because people will see other things about you that you may not see about yourself. Take that into consideration. But what I'm saying is, once you have that wisdom, once you have that discernment of who you are, what you can do, what you're about, what your strengths are, what you know you can do great, fantastic, that gets cemented in you, and that gets the ball rolling. So if you think you could draw well, somebody may tell you, it's all right. Take that. Either, you gotta take them to swallow it. Maybe they're right. You know what? I probably need to practice a little bit more. I need to work on my shading. You know what? I think the bodies I make are disproportionate. I'm just picking apart the drawing, for instance. But you got to learn how to take other people's input. And if you have to learn how to gauge other people as well. If they don't have a right mindset, if you know for a fact that they don't really know you like that, then you can't let them derail you. You cannot be like the countless amount of people that grow up as kids, as teenagers, and as adults, not knowing who they are. It's a shame. It's a shame when people don't know what their talents are and they don't use them, they don't develop them, because they were in the wrong atmosphere. Just the right person just told them the wrong things. Or they get caught up in the mentality, oh, well, I'm just going to go to school, I graduated, go get this job so I can pay the bills and, wait till I retire. A lot of people don't go into business for themselves. When you look at all these people who are business owners, people who open up these mom and pop storefront shops, people who have these booths in these shopping malls, people who run Fortune 500 companies, these people who you see on TV, these people that followed what they were good at, majority of them followed what they were good at. And they were just like you and me. I want everybody out there to understand how powerful you really are. I want everybody to understand how important and significant your talents and your input is in this world with everything. Every single thing, every single day, every hour, every minute, every second. While you are here, you leave a mark. No matter who you are or where you are, you leave a mark. Be it on yourself and people around you, even people don't even know that's around you. Be that strong person that you need to be. Be that store owner. Be that inventor. Be that good technician. Be that great engineer. Be this person that's talking on the mic. Be that singer. Be that artist. Be that web designer. Be that farmer. Be that doctor. Be that person that holds the door open for other people. Be that person that even though everything is sucking right now and falling down around you and it's totally negative, be that light. Whether you stay in that situation or not, be that light. Don't become a statistic. Don't become like everybody else and just fall to the wayside and then get caught up in the wrong mentality of how we're all supposed to be. We all have standards, but then we all have our own unique abilities. Don't hold back on what you were created for, because you never know what kind of change you will make. Gandhi never knew he was going to be immortalized as an icon. Martin Luther King didn't know that. John F. Kennedy didn't know that. Nikola Tesla didn't know about that. Okay? So many people out there, they knew what they were supposed to do. They heard of all the naysayers that laughed at them, that told them you can't do it, they did it. And these are the people that we talk to every day, like the Steve Jobs, even Bill Gates. People who said you couldn't do it, you can't do it. Just follow what everyone else is doing, because this is what everyone's supposed to be doing. It's one thing to have your standards and your guidelines, but it's another thing to just follow the masses. You're not supposed to. Do you. Do your research. Do your research on yourself. Dig in. Know who you are. Know what kind of strengths that you have to bring to the table into this world while you are here. People will love you. People will know you. People will talk about you, remember you, even if you're gone. Imagine how much more people will remember you if you did what you were supposed to do. This is about my take of, I guess I was rambling about knowing your self-worth. I hope it was somewhat either informative, but I think it sounded more opinionated, but hopefully it put something in your mind to think about. When I post this, of course, leave comments. All right? See you guys another time.